Welcome everyone to our series of discussions with Mercy leaders.
We have observed that healthcare workers who are at greatest risk of being exposed to high viral loads and more frequently are at higher risk of becoming infection and with serious disease.
I just brought a couple of my props here. So here I have, I won't show you what it is so that I'm not showing any particular labels, but like cans of something, right? So you can just use these to do different kinds of exercises.
The global supply chain is such that we don't manufacture everything here in the United States anymore. We are very dependent on different countries around the world for bare necessities.
If you're being claimed as dependent on someone else's tax return, you will not receive the stimulus checks. They've actually said that, the college students within that age bracket are probably the ones that are going to get hurt most because they are being claimed as dependents. And because they're older than 17, the parents aren't getting the dependent money either.
Social distance doesn't mean relational distance. And I think that's one of the things that is so important about making these holidays as meaningful as you possibly can.
If brands are still sort of just forging ahead with their spring sale events, that's going to seem disingenuous. And so we are going to have a negative reaction to that. Don't forget, it's how these brands are making us feel right now that's going to affect their bottom line when we come out of this.
With the time and research that stories like this demand, and you don't have that because you don't want the answers later, you want the answers now. And when we don't have the answers now, you're still expecting something. It's a 24/7 news cycle. You're still expecting an answer. So what do we know?
What happens is stress hits our amygdala, right? Our primitive brain. And the more we can talk about it and identify what we're feeling, that helps us get to our higher level brain and feel calmer.
So take time every day to be mindful and check in with yourself. Something as simple as breathing.
This unstructured time at home gives children an opportunity to work on their executive function and planning skills. And in their everyday school life, every minute of their day is dictated. Now it's time for lunch. Now it's time for math. Now it's time for after school sports.
Yeah.
We have overscheduled our kids and now we're unscheduled. So let's let kids figure it out.
There's all kinds of like engineering kind of related activities you can do and have kids build things. If you have, we all have a lot of toilet paper these days. If you save the toilet paper tubes and the paper towel tubes, and you have some either washi tape or painter's tape, the kids can make like a marble run on the wall.
One question employers want to know: what did you make happen? What did you make happen? In college, after college, before you went to college?
You used to say you have to leave all of your worries at home and just give all of yourself to your patients. We can't give all of ourselves to our patients if we don't address our worries at home. You can't leave them there.
Some people on social media are communicating it in an apocalyptic way, and you cannot be apocalyptic. This is awful, this is terrible, but this is not the new normal. I don't like that terminology. It's a temporary normal.
Women's issues have been constantly at the forefront since the time of suffrage. Women, rally. Women are able to gather together and rally for causes that are very important. And as we see disenfranchisement, attempts to disenfranchise women from different rights, women tend to, want to speak more, and the way they can do that is through with their votes.
Talk with people about voting. So I know that with COVID, we can't really do that in person, but talk about voting and talk about it often and talk about it wide, because you never know what your words will say and you never know who you're going to impact.
Older adults are becoming more and more tech savvy and they want to learn technology, but we all just assume they can't. So, we don't show grandma or mom how to use FaceTime, but I think if we realize that we have to back away from our own stereotypical thinking, older adults can learn these things, they want to learn these things, and we should encourage them to learn this technology so we can keep in touch.
COVID has brought up this question of what matters, what's meaningful to us. Things that were meaningful, things that were always there, has become more vivid and is more prominent. And that's one way to think about what matters in the holiday season for you.